The weeping scroll concept was a hard one to come to. I initially had started gathering thousands of images off the internet from 1928 through 1945. And then the question became, how do you use it? How do you put it together? How do you affect an audience with it? I didn't want to use single images because it gives them too much importance. By using multiple images and sequencing the images, it allows the viewer to look at images and they can go back and forth emotionally through the images. Discovery. That's the point of using a scroll. You can't take the images out of order. You discover the whole sequence as you go along. The images change through the bridge of other images that allow you then to reach certain conclusions as you come across the text, which then affects what you're looking at. So I ended up sequencing 2 rows of images. The first row were the passports and the mugshots from the concentration camps, and the lower row was smaller images cleaned up and turned negative. So they weren't positive images that are easy to read. Most people have a hard time reading negatives, so it cut back on the emotional ups and downs of looking at these images. So it became more even when you looked at them, even though a lot of the subject matter was quite disturbing towards the end. Then I had to sequence all these images, and I wanted to keep them in a linear motion. So as you turn the handles on the scroll, because the scroll is interactive with the viewer, you could then go through, starting in 28, go all the way through to 45, or you could go backwards with the scroll. So that was the concept that I played with and spent about 2 years sequencing, cleaning up images, and using and putting together. Then I started coming up with text, whether it was text from me or text from other people. And I would insert the text along the way through the scroll that would maybe make you think about the conclusions you're reaching as you're going through it. So each time they would look at the scroll, they might reach different conclusions depending on how they saw the sequence of images and the writing. And then it came down to presentation. How are you going to present this? And I always go back to that unification in the duality. So you have fat and thin, you have sharp and dull, you have beautiful, ugly. And the images are ugly in that sense of the word. And the box, which is walnut, that holds the scroll and allows you to turn it, is beautiful. And now you get to see it at the gallery.